Today's Sunshine Note is titled, An Incident with Pickles. After Jesus said this, he looked toward heaven and prayed, Father, the time has come. Glorify your Son, that your Son may glorify you. John 17:1. Sometimes it all comes down to timing. I was standing in the aisle while my mother was taking way too long in the bread section. Bored, I looked to my left and suddenly realized that I was standing in front of a towering wall of every kind of pickle imaginable. Glancing sideways, I saw my mother still engrossed in a white decision, and my hand reached out for a jar. I hardly knew what I was doing, but suddenly I heard the satisfying pop of the lid and had plucked a pickle out of the middle of the jar. On some level, I knew this was a bad thing, and as I bit into the pickle, I felt too guilty to eat it all. So I put back what was left, closed the jar, and replaced it on the shelf. Then the desire for just one more pickle overwhelmed me. So I took another jar and bit into one from that, then another. By the time Mom had made up her mind, I was on the 7th jar. She grabbed it from me, yelling, "What in the world are you doing?" As I was hauled down the aisle toward the cash register, I knew that was not the time to say anything about the other 6 jars. I did tell her, though, about 20 years later. Better timing. In light of this incident, I've always been profoundly touched when I read in the Gospels where Jesus told people, now is not the time. It takes a particular finesse to know when the right time is, and Jesus seems to have known it instinctively. Once he said it to his mother when she suggested he perform a miracle for the wedding feast in Cana. And another time he said it to his brothers when they suggested he do some positive PR at the temple in Jerusalem. This begs the question, when was the right time going to be anyways? The only other place we find Jesus calculating the timing of things is in the Garden of Gethsemane when he prays, Father, the time has come. For Jesus, the timing of his final act of sacrifice was essential for his effectiveness. He knew when the right time had come. His disciples would have disagreed with the timing, especially since they felt that he needed to take over the country's throne rather than give himself to his enemies. But Jesus' timing has always been better than ours. Trust his timing today in your life. And if you have not yet accepted his sacrifice for you, now is a great time. The timing will never be easier than it is today. May God bless you today.